While Sarai was in Pharaoh's household, Abram remained outside, powerless and likely racked with guilt. Inside Pharaoh's opulent palace, Sarai suddenly found herself living a very different life. Gone were the tents under Canaan's stars. Now she resided among Egypt's elite, surrounded by ornate columns, servants, and perhaps other women of the royal harem. We can only imagine her anxiety and loneliness. She had agreed to Abram's sister deception, but now it had led to this frightening scenario. Yet notably, the biblical account does not ascribe blame to Sarai. It focuses on Abram's lapse and God's response. While Sarai was in Pharaoh's household, Abram remained outside, powerless and likely racked with guilt. God struck Pharaoh's house with plagues, sudden afflictions that signaled divine disapproval. The nature of these plagues isn't detailed, but they were severe enough to grab Pharaoh's attention and somehow reveal the truth that Sarai was Abram's wife. An ancient mindset would interpret unexplained plagues as a curse from a god, and here it became clear that taking Sarai was the offense. Pharaoh confronted Abram with understandable anger. "What is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me she was your wife?" Abram had no good answer. His deception was exposed, his fear-driven plan a fiasco. Pharaoh, who ironically shows more uprightness in this episode than Abram, promptly returned Sarai to her husband. He then ordered Abram and his entire entourage to leave Egypt. Abram left with all the wealth acquired, essentially by Pharaoh's grace and ultimately God's providence. This expulsion was humiliating yet merciful. Abram had escaped a dangerous predicament due to God's intervention, not his own cleverness. The plagues that fell on Pharaoh's house underscored that God was protecting Sarai's honor and the integrity of the promise, even when Abram's actions had jeopardized it. As Abram and Sarai exited Egypt, likely escorted to the border by Pharaoh's men, they carried with them both great possessions and important lessons. They learned that God was able to deliver them from their own mistakes, and that dishonesty born of fear could have costly consequences. This Egyptian detour, though fraught with peril, ultimately strengthened their reliance on God's faithfulness as they returned to Canaan.